wasn't a horror movie. This was the terrifying...
Imagine being forced to kneel before the decaying corpse of a woman and kiss her rotting hand to prove your loyalty.
When extreme cruelty pushes a person too far, the standard social contract of apologies and courtrooms completely shatters. This creates the historical revenge tour. It occurs when powerful leaders push ordinary individuals past a psychological limit, turning them into unstoppable, violently dedicated adversaries. We can analyze this extreme behavior through 3 escalating tiers of severity, ranging from brute force to refined psychological terror. The absolute peak of this scale represents the limit of human retaliation, complete systemic destruction. These historical cases represent a calculated collection of grievances that has systematically dismantled the world's most powerful institutions. Tier 1 focuses on brute force and physical attrition. This is the direct conversion of grief into massive material damage, exemplified by a 14th century noblewoman named Jeanne de Clisson. Her campaign began after King Philip VI executed her husband under false suspicions of treason and displayed his severed head on a spike outside the city of Nantes. Jeanne liquidated her entire estate to buy 3 massive warships, painting them entirely black and fitting them with blood-red sails. She spent years hunting French merchant ships, slaughtering their crews, and personally beheading every nobleman she found. She left exactly 1 survivor on every ship to describe her work to the king. This immediate physical retaliation mirrors the Sengoku period in Japan. After the betrayal of his master, the samurai Hideyoshi force-marched his army across the country to obliterate the usurper in a blistering 13-day sprint. Tier 1 revenge is a direct response. It takes unprocessable emotional pain and converts it into scorched earth physical destruction. Tier 2 elevates the scale to psychological terror. At this level, the Avenger seeks to break the minds of their enemies, not just their bodies. 14th century Portugal provides the most chilling example. To prevent a political alliance, King Alfonso sent assassins to decapitate his son Peter's true love, Inês de Castro, while her young children watched. Peter responded by launching a civil war. Once he secured the throne, he captured the assassins and had their hearts ripped out of their chests while they were still alive. But his ultimate retaliation targeted the entire court. Peter exhumed Inés's decaying corpse, dressed her in royal robes, and forced every nobleman in the kingdom to swear loyalty by kissing her rotting hand. He permanently embedded his grief into the state, having Inés reinterred here at the Grand Alcobaça Monastery as his true queen. He ordered his own tomb built foot to foot with hers, ensuring that on the day of resurrection, the first thing he saw would be Inés. Tier 2 transcends simple murder. It turns a personal vendetta into an inescapable psychological trauma inflicted on an entire ruling class. Finally, we reach Tier 3, systemic destruction. This is the most dangerous evolution of revenge, requiring decades of cold, calculated patience. It happened in the Median Empire around 600 BCE. King Astyages punished his general, Harpagos, by secretly feeding him the roasted flesh of the general's own son at a royal banquet. When presented with the remains of his child, Harpagos displayed superhuman restraint, coldly telling the king that he was pleased. He spent the next decade waiting for the perfect opportunity. Harpagos maintained his command of the army until the forces of Cyrus the Great attacked, at which point the general defected on the battlefield, turning his men against the Median king. This calculated betrayal didn't just kill a king, it handed an entire ancient empire to a rival power, leaving Persian ruins that stand today. Tier 3 proves that explosive rage, when compressed by time and intellect, becomes a strategic force capable of toppling superpowers from within. Jeanne de Clisson secured a peaceful retirement, King Peter cemented his devotion in marble, and General Harpagos forged a new empire. These figures did not simply react to their pain, they forced the world to accommodate it. Their stories expose the fatal flaw of powerful leaders, the arrogant assumption that a crown provides a permanent shield against the consequences of absolute cruelty. Betrayal on this scale creates a permanent social imbalance. When a victim is pushed past the breaking point, the collection of that debt ignores the constraints of time, cost, or collateral damage.